Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft Visio. In this module, I want to go through how to create flowcharts, a basic flowchart and a cross-functional flowchart. So I'm on the new screen and you can see the flowchart, cross-functional, basic flowchart are sitting down here. Doesn't matter which one you go in because you get the stencil of the other one as well. So I'll go into the basic flowchart, just double click on that and it creates a blank flowchart. You can also stop and use one of the wizard options if you wish. So you have a stencil down the left hand side which is the basic flowchart shapes, and then the one below is the cross-functional one, which I'll do in a second. But these are the two that I'm going to do today. Obviously you've got options to search for things if you want. Now there's a couple of ways that you can create a flowchart. Normally you start with an start and end shape, and you can have the connector tool on, or you can use the actual connection tools that's on the shapes themselves. So if I just push this onto the screen, you'll see what I mean. So there's the start and end. When you hover over that shape, you get these little arrows which gives you these four options, so you can quickly build up with the connections on the sort of diagram that you want. Alternatively, if you want to bring a process on manually, you can do it like so. If I delete that one off, but if I connect this on, or click this on and do that, it will automatically connect up a similar way as the default. Well, it will if I click on the shape and then do it. So the shape's active and then drop it in like so. So that's one way you can do it, or the other way is this one. Now, to build up a flowchart, obviously you need to know what you're trying to achieve. So I've got to start there, and then these are process, and then you've got these decision options. So it doesn't matter which way you do it. Decision, and then a process comes out of each end of that decision, and then you carry on with your flowchart going down until you get to the end. So then you're selecting the end. Once you've done all that, you can connect up this. This is a circle I'm going to do here, so it's going back to the beginning, connecting up to this, and then this becomes a yes/no decision point. And then now you put the information in, so I'll go induction for the title or the start, and then we've got admin, and then there's a yes/no here, so I'll just put paperwork. Has the person turned up with the correct paperwork? So yes, double click on the line, he carries on. No, he goes there and he has to review the paperwork, so I'll just call that review, and then he goes back to admin and goes around in that loop. So after that it's going to be finance, and then production maybe, and then start work. Start. So it's a very simple flow. Don't forget you've got design options. You can put backgrounds on this, and you can put borders and shading on this as well, or titles. So I'll just put the globe on and I'll get a title, that one. So remember now the title, because I've got that sitting there, is sitting into the actual flowchart, so I'll just pull that down a little bit and you can just move these down. The connections should just keep themselves nice and neat, like so. Okay, remember the title is not on this page, it's a background page. You have to go onto the background page to put the title in, induction. The date can stay the same, and back to the foreground page, ready to carry on. So if this process goes on to a second page, you've got these shapes, off-page reference, where you can bring them on, and it hyperlinks to the next page. In this case there isn't one, so it's going to create one, new page. Okay, and then you can just move this to wherever you want it, double click it, and it will take you back to the other page, like so. So that's quite straightforward. Back to page one. Now if you want to create your own hyperlinks, you have to basically name these shapes, use names on these shapes. So if I just go through that process, first thing I'm going to do is create some shapes, or a shape, on page 2. So first bring a shape on. What you need to do, whatever you're going to hyperlink to in Visio, you need to name so you can hyperlink to it. Now to name a shape, you need to go to the Developer tab, and if you haven't got the Developer tab on, if you just right click on any tab and go to Customize Ribbon, you can then tick it on. That's it, same in Excel and Word, all the others. So on there you've got shape name. If I click on shape name, you've got the information for this shape, and there you can see the shape name. So if I type my name there, Steve, I will then be able to hyperlink to Steve. Click OK to that. Go back to page 1. I'm going to draw a couple of shapes. If I go back home, rectangle shape, just draw a little rectangle, and then from there, if I click back to the pointer tool and then insert link, you get the option there. So that top option is a web address. This address I need to just browse, and it's on page 2, and the shape is called Steve. Now it's got default zoom there, so you can select one of these options if you want. I'll go 200%, so it just jumps up a bit. Click OK to that. OK again. Now when you hover over there, it says use Control and click. So Control and click, you get the little hand symbol, and then it's jumped to that and zoomed it as well. Come back to page 1, do another little box, go home. This one I will do a web address, so insert link. So the top option, 1, 2, 3, my web page. So that's just going to go there. OK. Again, you get the little, take this tool off, back to pointer, Control down, click, and then it will open up that web page, which you can there see it's opened. And then obviously you just put whatever you want on there. It's easy. And then that could be HR or whatever, HR department, whatever you want to do. So you can create a series of hyperlinks on your front screen to get you through all these extra pages you might create on the flowchart. So that's how you create those. Now each of these shapes, if I click on them, I've got the default shape data, which is this list here, and if you want to change any of this, you can right click, go into data, define shape data, either delete these or add a new one. If you want the order to change, you just basically click on the one you want. So let's say I want the owner, I would put that, because the owner is third, I would put a 1 in there, and then that would sort that to the top. Owner would go to the top like that one. But you'd have to do that first, because all the shapes are going to come with a default set. Now that's the basic flowchart. If I go onto a page 2, in fact I'll create another page, page 3, you can name these pages. So if I just double click on page 1 and call it main, and then page 2 link, and then page 3 can be cross, because that's what I'm going to do on this one, cross. So to do the cross functional flowchart, click on this stencil and you have a series of swim lanes. So I'm going to pull one on which has a function, and it gets its own little title, so it might clash a little bit with that. So I'll bring 4 functions on so you can see how they work, like so. And the idea with this is that you can have processes that go over multiple departments, for example. So if I go admin, HR department, sales, and production, and then you just build it up in the same way with your basic shapes. So you go back to these basic shapes, you still have a start, and then now you've got to be careful when you're using these tools that come out this lot, because it's going to cause potentially a problem. I'll try and see what happens here. Look, so there's a process. I want that process to go over 2 swim lanes. So at the moment it's let me do that. Now if I bring a process on there, and let's say that's going to go over 2 swim lanes, everything's looking cool at the moment, and then another process in sales, and then a final process in sales but going over 2 swim lines. So that's okay, everything works okay. I'm going to connect it back up, so you can connect it however you want. Oops, got the wrong thing there. Connection point to connection point, connection point, and finally connection point to that one, and then I need an end. So start end goes there, and then you get the connection point coming in there. So that's the flow. If I take the pointer tool or click the pointer tool back on, you can swap these around if you don't like the way it's connected up. Get it to connect up wherever you want to. Change the line thickness if it's not standing out too well, because obviously the swim lanes are quite prominent. And if you change the line color as well, that might help. Now I don't want to keep doing that, so if I use the format pane to double click on it to keep it on, and then I should be able to click on these lines and just copy the format across. So I've got a quick way of doing it. Take that off. Now to number these shapes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you need to use the shape numbering tool, which is on the View tab and Add-ons and Visio Extras, number shapes. No idea why it's sitting there. Number shapes. So start with 1, yep. Interval of 1, yep. So, and I'm going to do it manually. I have got the auto number thing there, but that would basically number all of these boxes. I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to click OK with that one, and then it's a case of just clicking the order. So click the start position like so, and it puts the numbers in like so, and then close. Now that's okay, but the problem with that is when you want to type, you've got to get below that number, otherwise you'll just overwrite the number. Or you do the number, you do the text first and then the number afterwards, and it sits it nice and neatly. So I'll just put that, I'll just show you that one. So I'll bring another process on. Let's go back to that numbers. In fact, before I do that, I need to type something. I'll just type my name, Steve, and click on it. Start at 7, okay. So there you go, 7, and it's not overwritten the text. But if you do it the other way around, so if I just click on that and type Steve, it's got rid of the number. Now if you do lose a number like that, for that reason, when you go back into it, you just go Visio Extras, Number Shapes, change this to start at 1 and go through the process again. So 1, 2, see it's put it above there now. 3 is okay, 4 is okay, 5 is okay, 6 is okay, close. So what am I saying here? Do the text first, then do the shape numbering afterwards. Now I'm just clicking onto a new page. It's got a link for one more. You can bring external data into the flowchart template and build a flowchart from data that you already have. So I've clicked onto the data tab, and I'm just going to import some data that I've got in an Excel spreadsheet. So there you go, Visio Excel link. You follow the wizard through, it just imports the data, click done, and then the data appears here, and then you've got some data graphic fields as well. So what you have to do is you click on the field, the shape type that you want the field to be. So I want a start first of all, then you drag on the field. It's a linked field, so if this data in Excel changes, this will update. Notice it's got the budget figure there, That's the data graphics, so it's coming across there. You've got the budget figure in there in Excel. Now what I want now is coord teams. That needs to be a process, so I just click on process, drag that in, and it drops that one in. Now if I go and click on the connected tool, so I don't have to come back and do this. So develops product is going to be a process as well, so pull that one in. Now I'll get the data graphic and the connector coming up, so market and then cell. So I'll just bring these across with the connector tool on. The data graphic is filling in. Last one, like so. Didn't mean to do that. I had them all selected. Decided not to do the connection. There we go. Do the connection on that one. Take that off. So what you've now got is some data that is linked to an Excel spreadsheet, and there's the data itself, and data graphics sitting on there. Remember data graphics, data, advanced data graphics. You've got these options there. These are all the data graphics. You can edit these if you want. If you pick one, pick that one. It does not contain any data. Okay, but you can delete these or change these. Or if you want to, if you click on A shape, you've got these tick options. So if I highlight all of them, I might want to put process name on there. So process name, develop strategy, along with all the other information there, budget. Now the labels seem to be on here. So if I go, this is the one, edit, data graphics. So status, if I edit that one, top right, everything is okay there. That's just an icon, isn't it? Let's leave that one as it is. Budget, edit, label, don't want the label, not shown. Okay, process name, edit that one, label, not shown. You don't have to do this, but apply. Okay, so that looks better. And you can obviously, through that edit feature there, you can position these so it sits inside the data if you wish. At the moment it's all on the right. If I go and do that, edit, status, edit, it's right. Let's go left, top, okay, apply, and then next one, budget, edit, let's go left, middle, yeah, okay, and then process name, edit, we'll get the defaults off, we'll go left, bottom, see what that looks like. Might have to play around with it. Okay, now I need to change the font because I can't see it. Change the font color to white. It's not letting me do it all together, so I'm going to have to do it bit by bit. So if I zoom this up a little bit, yeah, so the icon needs to be on the right, so that's what I'll do. I'll put the icon to the right. The little ticky boxes in the way. So data, edit, that one. That's on the left. I'll put that to the right, top right. Okay, okay. That's better, so it's not in the way. Okay, let's go for design then. Let's see if I can change the design. No, that one. That's better. Except that one. And that one. Okay, so this is a linked flowchart. Again, you can take the data graphics off if you don't want them on. So we've done cross-functional flowchart, nice colour scheme. We did a hyperlink to this shape, and then we started off with this basic flowchart and just did a background and a title on it. Remember, the titles are a background page, and every page I've inserted, so this one there, so if I call this page external, that's an external page. This background is a background page for all of these foreground pages. Now if I go into design and just show you that, page setup, background, this is what we're on, but if I come on to one of these other ones, I'll right click this time, page setup, this is a foreground page and it's looking at that background page. So if you do it correctly and insert the background page straight away, or do your own background page, it automatically links up, which is great. But that's all I want to talk about in this little session. So we've covered basic flowcharts, cross-functional flowcharts, hyperlinks, and bringing external data from Excel and as a flowchart and using shape data in that flowchart. So hopefully this video has been of use for you. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.